Rainbow Dash twisted her body into a perfectly circle. It near her made her spine ache, but she pulled off a perfect loop, which had added the benefit of avoiding the claws aimed at her stomach. The griffin was big and wore a dopey expression of whose brain had not caught up yet with his eyes. He looked startled when her hind hooves made contact with his head, and he dropped out of the sky. "Score 1 for the good guys," she crowed. She looked around for some more invaders, but a part of the battlements she had assigned were now clear. Her legendary speed and total lack of caution had made short of work of them, to the point where she wondered whether she was to seek out her friends in case they weren't being faring as well. Each had his or her own special skills to repel those who had been breached in the walls. But as ever, Rainbow Dash held true to her core belief that no pony would pull off daring heroism like she did. She should have paid more attention. All the Griffin warriors she had met so far screeched right before they attacked. It was like some sort of ritual they had performed no matter what, even though it lets her know that it was time to kick off more tail feathers. Her breath left her lungs in a swoosh as a solid body burst from the cloud bank and cannoned into her as fast as a burr. She flapped reflectively, but it did not stop her from being slammed against the very walls that she was deafening. She kicked out, but the burst behind her eyes momentarily dazzled her. "Dash?" said a shocked voice. The weight crushing her against the stonework vanished abruptly. She fell several feet before righting herself and weaving drunkenly back into position, raising her hooves in a parody of boxing. "Come on! Ugh! Is this all you got? Damn it, Dash!" She blinked. It couldn't be. The invading Griffin army were all outsiders. King Claw had declared war especially because he fought. Equestria sat on the land that rightfully belonged to the tiny mountainous country of Graphonia. Griffins famously hated any Griffin cousins who even settled in Equestria or didn't think ponies were the enemy. There were no sympathies in their ranks, and any who showed weakness got an up-close and personal demonstration of why they were called the Claw Army. Rainbow Dash shook her head, but the face before her remained the same. "Gilda? What in the hay are you doing here?" Gilda's expression vacillated between guilt, anger, and defensiveness, and the cool indifference Rainbow Dash remembered so well. An uncomfortable mix to see and apparently experience. "I didn't know you would be here," Gilda said accusingly. "Well, duh, invading army, poisoned princesses, and a besieged capital of city to defend. Awesomely brave and dramatic heroic acts to be performed. What kind of that doesn't sound like me?" Gilda looked around, as if half expecting more griffins to appear and back her up at any second. She turned back and hissed, "Get out of here, Dash." How about no? Dash, stop screwing around. I'm serious." "So am I. Do you know that my superiors will do to me if they find out, even if I give you the option to go? Leave, now, before it's too late. The rest of my Squadrian army is on its way, and I'm just a full filler because I'm the fastest. I was supposed to scout things out when I saw there was only one pony there." Rainbow Dash's expression hardened. She shoved down memories of fallen bodies and bursts of stained feathers. There had been more Pegasi here at first, all eager to defend the castle, while healer unicorns worked into leech poison from Luna and Celestia, before there was no country left for them to rule. If King Claw would rid himself of the two most powerful ponies, he figured the rest of Equestria would fall to his forces. For that reason, he had targeted Canterlot with the kind determination Rainbow Dash could have admired, if not for the whole psychotic megalomaniac douchebag thing. "Why the hay are you even here, Gilda?" she demanded. Gilda's expression, also so hardened, but also pure resentment. Where else was I supposed to go? What does that mean? You're seriously asking me that? Well, duh, Rainbow Dash rolled her eyes. This isn't exactly primo timing to goof around. This is Equestria, Dash. There aren't many opportunities for griffins who like to fight here. What? Rainbow Dash's jaw actually dropped a little open. You're telling me you joined the bad guys because you didn't like how peaceful Equestria is? That's insane. Gilda's eyes narrowed. Don't be a doofus. There's only one doofus here, and it's not me. There was more to it than that, she spat. So let me explain it to me, because I can't believe you'd be that stupid without... I was a laughingstock, Dash. Rainbow Dash paused. What? Don't tell me you've forgotten. So what? You're now blaming Pinkie Pie for this most epic of epic bad decisions? Or are you blaming me and a few dumb pranks, which you totally overreacted, by the way? Among other things. Pony feathers, Rainbow Dash snorted. That's complete pony feathers. You looked silly in front of a few ponies at a party, and that made you want to destroy all of Equestria? I don't buy that. It's not like that. Gilda's neck feathers fluffed out in frustration and anger. Her eyes finned to slits, and her tail slashed behind her. It's more than is complicated. It is more complicated. You never got that about me. You always want everything to be simple, but it's not, Dash. So explain it to me, Rainbow Dash yelled back. Her nose wrinkled as she added, and use small words. If you can't think I understand the complicated ones. Gilda snarled, her claws bunching as she spoke. I burned a lot of bridges before I came back to Ponyville to see you, but did you ever wonder why I never made contact with after flight school? I figured you were working like me. Yeah, because other weather patrols totally welcome job applications from griffins. Did you ever try? Rainbow Dash demanded defensively, although she knew that no creatures except ponies had ever worked to control the weather in Equestria. She told herself it was just a coincidence, but no one except Pegasi ever wanted to do the work. But Gilda's hostility planted seeds of doubt she didn't have time to weed out right now. Gilda looked very shifty as she replied, Well, no, but I knew that's what would happen if I ever did. So why even bother? I lived by my wits, did some wheeling and dealing, stuff like that. Legal stuff? Again, she looked shifty. Mostly, but I made mistakes. Pissed off the wrong ponies, pushed my luck too far, things got hot and I had to disappear for a while. I figured I could hide out with you until everything blew over, but that was a big fat bust. For the first time since Twilight got the letter about the attempted assassination, they all set out for Canterlot. Rainbow Dash's resolve wavered. She remembered some of the things Gilda had gotten to school and could barely easily image her falling in with the wrong crowd and getting in over her head. Things were that bad for you? Yes. But you never said anything. Yeah, like I'm gonna fess up to those kinds of screw-ups to someone who's performed the first Sonic Rainbow in decades. When she was just a filly? Someone tapped to be the next Wonderbolt? Someone who helped save the entire freaking country from Nightmare Moon? Yeah, right. Bitterness clung to Gilda's words like decay that started the core of an apple and worked its way outward to the surface. I can't afford to stick around after that. I had to get out of Equestria. I was going to ask for help after everything went down? It was just some stupid prank. Thanks, for Celestia's sake, G. You could have at least told me the truth. Do you think I'd turn my back on you if you'd been straight with me? Gilda looked away. King's Claw's generals had gave me a chance when I needed one. I owe them. And him. No way! Rainbow Dash reared, cycling her front hooves at her friend. Turn back, G. There's no way you're getting past me, and I don't want to fight you. I don't want to fight you with you either, but... Gilda stopped at the sound of approaching battle cry. She turned her head to stare at the clouds, and then back to Rainbow Dash with panic in her eyes. Just go already, please, Dash. Escape this while there's still time. I told you already, no way! Dash, please. Gilda had rarely ever said please in their entire time since they know each other. right back from when they met on the first day of flight school, when they had tussled over who got to be the team leader in their practice group. The desperate note in her voice added a fresh layer of surreal in the situation. Equestria, on the brink of out of war, trained warriors trying to get at the princesses and finish what their comrades had started. Griffins fighting ponies, ponies fighting griffins, and now her estranged best friend is telling her to become deserters so they didn't have to fight each other. All this needed was a couple of flying pigs, and it would be complete. Dash, Gilda pleaded. You're my friend, but I can't stop them from hurting you. Get lost already. A burst of magic on the east side of Canterlot reminded Rainbow Dash on why she was there. She had spent enough time around Twilight to recognize the fallout of one of their spells, even at the distance. Sorry, Gilda. I got a job to do, and this is it. It's nothing personal. She threw out with a small, fierce smile, like she used to right before she and Gilda had kicked off on some new crazy race that they had dreamed of. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. I would have helped you if you told me the truth before. Regret flashed briefly over Gilda's features. Dash, The clouds parted as dozens of brawny griffins broke through, each into a wearing red tunic and gold insignia of King Claw. The biggest of the pinks of V screeched and then went into dive when she saw Rainbow Dash, leading the others straight towards her. Gilda Goldfeather, he shrieked. What are you waiting for? Attack! Gilda gave the same slightly too long for a blink and shot forward. It was her last concession to her friendship. Her claws opened and her beak erupted as an impressive battle cry. Her form was perfect as she was a streak of gold and white against the brilliant blue of equestrian sky. Rainbow Dash grinned without humor, already planning the acrobatics she would use to avoid the squadron's attacks and knock them out of the sky like all the others. It never even occurred to her that they were the majority bad odds. Hadn't she once helped defeat the entire Changeling army? This was no biggie for a pony like her, not even Gilda. She gave another fierce smile and beat her powerful wings. Bring it!